Afternoon and welcome to another special edition of the OBX Wave Report. We have gone wide and big and to and live to look at all the crazy weather conditionings happening in our region of the world, our region being the lower 48 and the North Atlantic. I don't know. Maybe we'll do an OBX wave report special if things get really crazy in another region on the climate or weather or wave standpoint. But for now, we're going to focus on the OBX and the lower 48 and the North Atlantic, which is more than enough at present. And right now, we have a major storm event that is impacting California, particularly the coastal regions of California, with strong winds, heavy rains, powerful surf. And all of California right now is under a state of emergency due to prevailing stormy conditions, both from wind and rain and high surf and heavy snows. And what's been going on is more of just a persistent pattern of just continuous storms coming in off the Pacific, storm after storm after storm, as an atmospheric river focuses in on California particularly, and storms just bubble up off the energy provided by the atmospheric river. And I did want to start off with a wave model to show you the significant wave heights just offshore in the near coastal regions of California. So offshore, like a couple of 100 miles, significant wave heights are in the range of 34 feet. And the near coastal waters are experiencing significant wave heights in the range of 20 to 25 feet, which are very, very high wave conditions. I would bet that anyone on the coast of California could provide some pretty spectacular images of powerful surf as another strong storm system sweeps into California, delivering heavy rain, high surf, likely coastal flooding, and snows and frozen precipitation for the mountain regions. I did want to show you guys the National Weather Service map of California, including the National Weather Service radar, which shows a lot of rain right now blanketing California. We'll go ahead and put this National Weather Service radar into motion, showing the rain storms just flowing in off the Pacific here. It is worth noting that most of the heavy precipitation for this particular storm system is focusing in on the coastline. I saw some coastal reports of rainfall totals for just this particular storm in excess of 4 inches, possibly reaching in the range of 5 inches for some coastal locations, with the interior locations and northern locations experiencing a half inch to 2 inches of rainfall for this particular storm as well. And this is, of course, just one storm in a succession of storms. And what we are seeing is just persistent stormy conditions day after day after day here for California. This particular event, though a more intense impulse of storm coming in off this atmospheric river right now pointing at California, this stream of moisture pointing at California, is just one in a long succession of one that has happened so far, and more are predicted to come California's way. And I did want to note that there are just weather advisories just all over California. So if we just, for example, click on, let's go ahead and stop the noise here. Okay, here we go. Let's just, there we go. Um, so alerts for, mm, let's go ahead and just bring it back to start, because what we see are alerts popping up across California, various weather alerts, from flood advisories to, I'm going to go ahead and refresh this map because I want to show you some of the alerts. There we go. So, for example, in Northern California here, just in the near offshore environment, you have high seas and gale warnings popping up. Just further south, you've got hazardous seas and gale warning. And it looks like small craft advisory. And just all down the coast of California, you've got small craft advisories or gale warnings coming in. And let's see, in the near offshore region, In Southern California, you've got marine weather statements and small craft advisories. So just very rough surf and wave conditions just offshore, all up and down the west coast of California. Just look at San Diego region here. I believe this is San Diego. But yeah, for Southern California here, just offshore, we've got a high surf advisor, a flood watch, a wind advisor, two marine weather statements, and a small craft advisory. Yeah, this is near San Diego region. Let's just look offshore here in the San Diego region, and you have four more alerts. So a gale warning in the San Diego region, marine weather statements, and small craft advisories. And then as you go inland, you've got flood watches, flood advisories, flood watches, flood advisories, and then for the mountain regions, winter storm warnings and flood watches as you get further up into the elevation there. So winter storm warnings, wind advisories, flood watches, wind advisory, avalanche warning, winter storm warning, flood watch, flash flood watch, coastal flood warning, flood watch, high surf warning. So the entire state of California is lit up with these alerts. It's lit up like a Christmas tree, and the entire state is right now under a state of emergency from this storm system that is sweeping in. It's worth noting that it's just one storm system. This particular storm system is providing impacts now to California. It's about to move off to the north, and then another one is expected to sweep in behind it. And I'm going to just show you the progression of storm systems predicted here in the Earth Null School model. There's a number of models that you can use. I like Earth Null School, but windy.com is a really good one, and there's just lots of them. But in the Earth Null School model right now, we just see this progression of storm after storm after storm running in toward California. You got a high pressure system to the south that's it appears to be propping up the storm train. You've got a jet stream that is running right across the Pacific carrying these storms. You've got warmer than normal ocean waters out here in the Pacific that are providing more fuel for these storms. And you've got a river of moisture coming in from the tropics that is also providing energy to these storms. So you can look at the one right now swirling off of the US West Coast, heading off toward the north. And it's just going to head off toward the north as another storm sweeps in behind it. And then that one heads off to the north, and you've got another storm sweeping in behind that. And then that one heads off to the north as you have a progression of lows moving in toward the west coast again, dragging a frontal boundary. And then you've got what appears to be a very powerful storm system out here in the central Pacific. Yeah, with near hurricane force winds just south of the Aleutians, predicted to track toward California and drag another frontal system along with it. So storm after storm after storm heading toward California. California lit up like a Christmas tree with weather advisories, and the governor has declared a state of emergency. I'm going to just show you some precipitation totals for the past week ending in January 4th. This does not include the precipitation totals for the most recent storm system, which appears to have dumped more rain along the southern and western coastline area here. But you're looking at 14 inches maximum precipitation over the last week for the mountain regions of California, and large regions they're showing precipitation in the range of 3 to 5 inches for the past week across California. And looking at the NOAA QPF predicted precipitation totals for the next 7 days, it does appear that California is again expected to see in the range of 3 to 15, in some cases, perhaps upwards of 20 inches of rain over the next 7 days. So storm conditions not expected to abate over the longer term, although this particular storm that is right now impacting California is about to head off to the north. And so maybe you guys in California there will get a little bit of a lull before the next storm system sweeps in and provides the next impulse of moisture, winds, rain. and other severe events. But right now, California lit up like a Christmas tree, and the entire state under a state of emergency due to stormy conditions there. So thank you for joining me for a special edition of the OBX Wave Report, this one focusing on a powerful storm system and series of storms for California. I'll be back with you to talk about another storm very shortly.